Okay, you're at the Watchman Way, June 24th, 2020. Um, I want to talk a little bit today about perspective and how it changes things a little bit. We've been talking a lot lately about the satanic pedophilia and the cognitive dissonance that it's going to create when it becomes known. So there's two ways you can look at this. You can look at it like, oh my God, these people have been torturing and murdering children for hundreds of years at least, thousands more likely. Or you can look at it as it has ended. The as I think all the Watchmen know, I had a hemorrhagic stroke last year, March of last year. And the main reason I had it was because I was agonizing over this very issue. Then in March of last year, we weren't close, as we know now, to taking down these people. The good thing about how this is playing out for the people who haven't been awake, I've been saying everybody's going to get force-fed their red pills. Nobody's going to get away from this. Everybody in the world is going to know about this satanic pedophilia and exactly what's going on. For most of them, even though they're gonna choke on that red pill, at least when they take it, the problem's over. By the time this is announced in the next few weeks, what's also going to be announced is that these monsters are being eradicated, if they haven't already all been eradicated or are locked up somewhere, Gitmo, or there's several other locations they're taking them. So, do we dwell on the fact that it happened, or do we focus on the fact that it's over? It's a huge difference in perspective, right? We have to focus on the fact that it's over. We can't dwell on the fact that it happened. I put out a post today about, the pandemic of cognitive dissonance that is coming. We can control the impact by as these people come to us, that we can control the perspective by easing their pain, getting them to focus on the fact that, and trust me, they're gonna a lot of them are gonna wanna. I think for some people, a natural instinct is going to be to focus on the satanic pedophilia itself. And there's no good that comes from that. Especially if it's over and being eradicated. We're only going to extend, prolong the anxiety and the pain if we don't shift the perspective to the fact that it's over. These people, you know, I must have said 1,000 times to people over the last few years, ignorance isn't bliss. The reality is, for these people, it kind of was. You know, they're going to kind of dodge a bullet that most of us weren't able to dodge. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, there's the pros and the cons of that, because the people that dodged that bullet also probably aren't prepared, right? They don't have extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo, physical silver, Litecoin. They're probably going to struggle a little bit more through this. We should try and ease their pain the best we can. For those of us who had to get through this horrific information, you know, we're being rewarded for that, because the watchman, everybody who's gone through this, knows about physical silver and Litecoin, knows that the economy is collapsing, knows that the way to protect themselves financially is physical silver and Litecoin. I'll take that trade. You know, there's the point is, there's benefits both ways. As we go through this process, we need to be thinking, watchmen need to be thinking about the perspective of this and how to guide these people through the process. And the clearest path is through focusing on the end of this and the world that we're getting because we ended it. Because make no mistake, God demanded that this happen. Mankind's response is what saved us from the horrors of the Armageddon that is talked about in the Bible. If President Trump wouldn't have gone down this path, if he wouldn't have been elected, we were headed for Armageddon. You know, two ways. Either Hillary wins, right? We're there. Or President Trump doesn't focus on it and puts it off, and we get there. President Trump did God's work. That was his main focus when he took office. He knew, obviously, what's been going on, what had been going on all these many years. And it was his number one objective when he took control, was to eradicate this evil. That's what we need to focus on. Focus on where we're at. That these people are finished and never to return. You know, we've got some jobs coming up for watchmen. You know, we've talked about you know, the work we're doing with the Way and reviving God's church. And we've also talked about staying on the wall to make sure that this evil never rears its ugly head again. If it does, we chop the head off. What we're also going to do as watchmen is, we're not going to stop with what President Trump does over the next few years. We're going to continue. There's going to be an arm of the watchmen that their main focus is going to be hunting down any of the pedophiles that maybe have slipped through the cracks, to make sure that these monsters never gain the foothold that they had in our world again. We can't ever allow this in our world. There's no place for it in the world that God wants. There's no place for it in the country our founders created. The main message here is, as I've been saying over and over again, there's nothing to fear from what's coming. The world is going to be free, maybe for the first time ever, over the next few months. That's what our focus needs to be. That perspective. Focusing on the positive instead of the negative. If we do that, this is going to be a lot easier to get through. And it's going to be a lot easier for these people who are just now waking up, just now being red-pilled, going to make it much easier for them to get through this also. And we got to be thinking about that, because if this isn't handled right, we could lose thousands of people to suicide and depression, drug abuse. We don't want to go down that road. We don't need to go down that road. We have control of this now. For the first time in a long time, like I said, maybe ever, we're controlling our future. The people of the world are going to control the future. It doesn't get any better, guys. There's every time you see someone focused on fear, focused on the negative, jump in. Jump in and turn it around. Get them focused on the good things that are happening, and it's all good. We're ridding the world of 500,000 monsters. There's 500,000 people worldwide that are going to be arrested. I think because they've already started. The rest have already started. I keep saying, I couldn't write a better script. Every single day, something else happens that makes it better. Anybody that doesn't see God's hand in this needs to look harder, because we're not at this point if it's not for God. I want to talk briefly about, I think, a comment I made last night or the night before about having 5 minutes alone with these pedophiles. You know, most of you know, sometimes I get a little wound up. I started thinking about that after I said it. And the reality is, I wouldn't want it, because I couldn't do justice to the pain that these monsters have caused these children. As mad as I am about it, I couldn't come close to the horrors they committed on these kids. To me, they're probably best left locked up at Gitmo for the rest of their lives, never to be free again. These people of privilege and arrogance I think most of them are going to be executed, but I'm not sorry about the ones that maybe get life in prison. Let them live that life instead of the lives of luxury that they've been leading, where they were the elite. They had anything they wanted, anytime they wanted it. Let them clean their own toilets at Gitmo for a while, for the rest of their lives. Think about that. Think about Hillary Clinton locked up for the rest of her life, or Bill Clinton, or Obama, or Michael, or Lynch, or Holder, or Stroke, or Page, Comey, Mueller. They're all going one way or another. Either going to prison for the rest of their lives or going to execution. I don't think it's a bad thing for the ones that get life. Let them dwell on that, rotting in prison. Probably worse for them than execution. God has definitely spoken about pedophilia. It's over. These people are finished. Court-appointed hit judge scrambles to file Flynn condemnation after case drops. So the Court of Appeals basically threw this case out. The prosecutor said there's no crime here. We're dropping the case. And the judge decides, no, he's not going to drop the case. That's not how our system works. The judge is not the one that decides what cases are going to be tried. He is the judge. He evaluates the evidence presented to him. If the DA decides he's dropping the charges, it's out of the judge's hands. This guy could hang. This is bordering on treason, what he's trying to do. And now he's ignoring the courts, and he's trying to file another motion to give evidence. This is a deep state globalist rat. Needs to be in Gitmo. It's unheard of what he's trying to do. But that's how desperate they are. They're pulling out all the stops. And the Flynn case is over. I don't care what this clown does. General Flynn is scot-free. And this guy's probably going to prison. You can bet there's many emails, text messages, communications that the NSA has that compromise this clown. He's definitely working for the deep state. This is madness. The mainstream media angry that they lost sway over the gun control narrative. These morons really overplayed their hand. What they've done in the last 6 months is illustrated why we have the Second Amendment and ensured that the Second Amendment isn't going anywhere. In fact, I'm going to guarantee something. By the end of President Trump's second term, we will have nationwide constitutional carry. That means anybody that's legal to buy a gun will be able to carry a gun anywhere, anytime in America. That's coming. Write it down. They're done. Gun control is done. We are going back 100% to our Constitution. And there's nothing in our Constitution that gives states the right to control anything to do with guns. Magazine capacities, you want to know why you need a 30-round round magazine, watch people being drug out of their cars or homes. That's why you need a 30 round magazine. The states are going to be out of the gun control business. No more liberal governors or states mandating Second Amendment laws. It's not for them to decide. End of story. They blew it. Mainstream media and the globalist agenda just choked. They've been trying to get our guns forever. It saved the world. Our Constitution saved the world. If we didn't have our Constitution, the Second Amendment, the guns would have been gone probably right after the Second World War. And we all be in FEMA camps right now or dead. All the conservatives and Christians would be. The Second Amendment saved the world because they couldn't make the moves they wanted until they had our guns because they knew we were going to fight back. Housing rebound. Under Armour founder unloads mansion for 41% of his asking price. 41% of his asking price. 59% discount. I've been telling you, 80% drop in housing prices. It's 90% in luxury housing. The upper end market going to drop 90%. This is just the beginning. Yeah, there's going to be no housing rebound, to say the least. Let's see. Not quite by the book. Stroke notes reveal, get this, it was Biden's idea to go to the Logan Act, I think? What they prosecuted, the Logan Act. An obscure act from the late 1800s, I think. Well over 100 years old, at least. Never been used. Logan Act has never been used to prosecute anybody. Brilliant Biden. It was his idea for the Logan Act, which there was no crime. These guys are in big trouble. They've got it all. You know, Q kept saying, we have it all. President Trump, the NSA, military intelligence, Barr, have it all. Every text message, every email, every phone call. For 30 years. Who do you think is going to get away? None of them. I keep saying, you know, these weapons that the deep state developed over thousands of years, this includes the Bible, includes religion, includes the internet, includes social media, all have been turned against them. How do you beat God and President Trump? You don't. And we're seeing the end of it right now. I still believe, guys, the next couple of weeks, by mid-July, I think all of this is out in the open. The swamp, the pedophilia, the economy's done. Yeah, the Logan Act was the best thing they could come up with. It's embarrassing. Yeah, and they got the best idea from Biden. That goes to show you. That's the problem with the deep state and the globalist agenda. They had to run on yes men. Nobody of any real intelligence. They were just people that said yes. Well, it's biting them in the ass now because they can't think. They're not that bright. They're really good when they have all the power and all the control, because it doesn't make any difference if they make a mistake. It makes a big difference now because they're fighting for their lives and they're losing badly. Peter Schiff, pretty sharp guy, been a big proponent of precious metals, gold. Why is gold the last safe haven standing? My answer is it's not. It's pretty close, but we got silver, which is going to outperform gold at least 10 times, and Litecoin and cryptocurrencies. So basically, he's talking about assets outside the system. Because assets outside the system are the only safe place to put your money. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum would be the premium areas. And then you've got your other cryptocurrencies, lesser cryptocurrencies, which I don't recommend. You've got, platinum and palladium as precious metals that are probably going to do okay, but I certainly wouldn't invest in them personally. But, he's right in that we've got basically precious metals, and he didn't mention cryptocurrencies, but we know cryptocurrencies. And the main thing is it's the outside the system part. It's not going to be impacted negatively when this whole thing blows up. Like virtually all paper assets, they're going to go to zero. An exception may be if NESARA does happen, that the pension funds could be saved. Social Security would probably be saved with NESARA. Again, and anybody that wants to know about it, look it up. I'm not going to go into it now. I've said, this thing's been around for years. They've been talking about it. I've been through several deadlines. They said it was going to happen, never did. So I've been on the fence. If it does happen, it's a good thing. It's icing on the cake. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't make any difference. If you're prepared, extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo, physical silver, and Litecoin, you're going to thrive through this. It doesn't make any difference if NESARA happens. DC delegate asked the right question after bizarre incident near White House. Andrea Mitchell, NBC, reporter, gets rushed by a guy as she's doing a report in DC. Gets rushed by a guy wearing women's underwear, and I think it was somebody on her crew saw the guy coming. He was going to jump right in the middle of her live interview and grabbed him and kind of drug him off to the side. But it kind of illustrates the question that we've all been asking: where the hell are the police? And we know the answer. They're standing down, right? They're not doing their job. And, the main reason is that the local politicians aren't letting them. That whole circus is about to end. But it's the same question. They're burning, hundreds of police cars and, basically destroying cities, and the police are sitting on the sidewalk with their hands in their pockets. It's not how it's supposed to work. And all they're doing, and President Trump's gladly allowing them to expose their socialist agenda, their globalist socialist agenda. The people are getting firsthand, front seat view of what socialism in America would look like. And the problem is that the moderate liberals aren't buying it and are leaving the Democratic Party by the thousands every day. I keep saying you couldn't write a better script. It's just keeps getting better. And it's almost over, guys. We're almost at the end here. And when I say the end, the first finish line where we get everybody arrested. You know, we still have to go through the recovery, but if we get a reset in July, I think we're back pretty close to where we were when this all blew within a year. And that would be pretty amazing. If not, you know, the recovery could take years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. If they drag this thing out, they don't do the reset right away. The longer we go without declaring a reset, the longer the recovery is going to take. Because we can't fix this. This economy is beyond repair. The reset is the only way to get out of this clean, the only thing that's going to work. You can't unravel this mess. It's too convoluted. It's too complicated. They would spend a year of wasted time to come to the same conclusion. We've got to declare a reset. President Trump, I'm sure, knows this. He's, you know, he is the perfect guy at the perfect time for this job. It's all good. And he's we're just talking with a member this afternoon. They will be talking about this whole plan, the last, I think, 20 years, for sure the last 4, 5 since he announced, before he announced, for thousands of years. It has been flawless. And that, in and of itself, that a plan that's this complex, with this many moving parts, with the basically across the whole world, our military for the last 3 years has been working on this behind the scenes and have been going hard since July 4th last year, when they actually declared the new American Revolution. Declared last year, July 4th, and that very day, we had the first earthquake under China Lake Naval Weapons Station in California. And then we had another one the next day. That was the beginning right there. That base at China Lake in California was the main chemtrailing base and the main child trafficking hub for at least Southern California, if not, you know, the West Coast. De Blasio considers laying off 22,000 New York City employees. And you can bet he's whining for a bailout that he's not going to get. Yeah, what are they going to do? The reset needs to come so we can get back on getting on track. And people like de Blasio are going to be a gitmo. They're not going to be running the show anymore. Oil markets are right to be nervous of a second wave. Well, they're right to be nervous, but a second wave isn't coming, so we don't have to worry about it. As bond yields approach the zero bound, there is nowhere to hide. Monetary policy has consistently driven the yields lower, along with economic growth, have now left investors with nowhere to hide from risk. You know, people, when things got chaotic, used to put their money in the bond market. It was as safe as you could get an investment. Now, you didn't get as good a return, but you got a consistent return. Not anymore. Bond market's screwed. It's it's gone crazy like everything else, like the stock market. Over manipulation has ruined our financial system. Like I keep saying, there's no way to save it. It's coming down. And that's a good thing. No fear. Needs to happen. Okay. Cousin Bill, what's up? Jessica, how you doing? Sister-in-law Heidi, how are you? Cecil, what's up? David, how you doing? 100 degrees in Florida. There's 106, I think, in Mesa. Lovely weather, if you have air conditioning. Kevin, what's up? Here's Kevin, guys. Anybody that needs any help, Litecoin, Silver, Coinbase, Gemini, Ledger, get a hold of Kevin. His number is 702-325-9258. Becky's saying a congressman got beat up at a protest last night, then he tried to video it, and she thinks Wisconsin. Yeah, where are the police when you need them? Terry, what's up? Barbara, hello. Jeff, Tessie, Jerry and his twin brother Gary, what's up? Dennis, you got a plan, Dennis? You got your speaker turned up? Dennis likes to broadcast the live chat to his neighbors, who I don't think really appreciate it that much, but it's America. Freedom of speech. We still have it here, despite what the deep state thinks. Diane, how you doing? What? Wait a minute. Diane is dealing with ages 17 to 29. Diane had 6 kids? Wow. Whoop. Yeah, listen, Jerry's just mentioning about granddaughters, cousins all believe liberal garbage. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, and don't push too hard on them right now because we're so close to the end. If you want to talk to them, that's awesome to kind of get them prepped, but don't push. We don't need to. They're going to get their red pills really soon. So we don't need to alienate them. Darren, what's up? Dennis's son too. Yeah. It's okay, guys. They're going to come around. You just got to be ready when they come around. Yeah, the schools have Joanne, how you doing? The schools have, well, the brainwash the kids. That's why, listen, I'm no fan of the teachers' unions. I'm no fan of teachers, honestly. When you look at the condition of our country, teachers have been involved in that brainwashing. Not saying there aren't good ones. Needs to end. Nationwide, Online education from kindergarten through college. Get rid of the teacher unions, get rid of all the schools. Just that savings alone would pay for health care for everyone in America and then some. We need to start thinking about what's best for our country instead of what's best for certain factions in our country. That's been the problem. The manipulation by the factions in power. This is very simple. What's best for America? America first. It's not rocket science. It's common sense. And here's the other thing I want to make clear, guys. I've been getting a lot of questions. How much should I invest? Everything you have. Anything that you can get out of the bank, you should invest. Invest it or lose it. My question is, how much money do you want to give the bank? Because anything you leave in there, you're giving to them because you're not going to get it. Because once this thing blows, the banks are probably going to take a holiday like they did in Venezuela, like they did in Greece, like they did in Cyprus, at least 8 or 10 countries around the world. They shut down. And if you're lucky, like in Greece, I think they got 100 euros a day. You could have $1 million in the bank. You are allowed to take out 100 euros a day. That's coming. Now, if you don't care, you want to give the money to your bank, it's up to you. I keep on average $100 in my account unless I got a bill to pay. I don't want them to get another penny of my money. Shelly, how you doing? Yeah. Also, yeah, it's a good idea, Carla. Make sure your propane tanks are filled. Make sure your car never gets below like a quarter of a tank down. Keep your car filled up. Keep your propane filled up. Especially for the next 30 days. Yeah, Kevin's pointing out we've got a lot of great videos for people to watch on the watchmanway.com. Go to the video section, especially for new people. That's where you need to go. Don't go anywhere else. Go to the watchmanway.com. Go to the video section. Watch every video we have listed. You'll be a lot better off. You'll save yourself. Well, if you're going to spend as much time as I did, you'll save yourself hundreds of hours of research and be a lot further ahead if you go to the watchmanway.com and watch all those videos. Yeah, David's still talking about the walkie-talkies, guys. They're inexpensive. They have, for a lot of them, a 3 or 4 mile range, I think, depending on, obstructions. There is no version of the reset so there's two options on the reset. We're either going to get Nasara with a reset, or we're just going to get a reset that President Trump declares. All debts wiped out. You're going to own your house free and clear. If you have a mortgage, if you're paying car payments, you're going to get your car free and clear. All paper assets are going to be wiped out. That's why you want your money out of the bank, out of your 401k if you can get it. It's a good thing if you know it's coming. And you got your Litecoin and silver. Greatest transfer of wealth in human history. If you've got Litecoin and silver. We made this as simple for you as we can, guys. Something else not to lose sight of. Situational awareness. Whenever you go out of your house, if you've got a gun, take it with you. wherever you go, before you get out of the car, look around, make sure everything's good, no issues around you. When you're going to and from, whenever you're in a building, look where the exits are. If you're like in a restaurant, where are the exits? Where's the entrance? Whenever I go eat out right now, I'm looking at the front door, watching what's going on. Don't get caught. Deborah loves her carbon 60. Everybody needs carbon 60, guys. Look it up. We are united and only getting stronger every day, guys. Focus on that. Yacinda, how you doing? Brian, how you doing? Running a little bit late, no worries. Carol. Okay, guys, my phone number is 707-696-4188. Anybody has any questions, give me a call. If I don't pick up, leave me a message and I'll get back to you when I can. Been a little hectic lately. Yeah, listen, we're going to have a ton of haters. The Way and the Watchman are going to have a ton of haters. Let them hate. Focus on the positive. Focus on our work. Ignore the haters. Like water off a duck's back. Semper Fi. Oop. Who just got more? Darn it. Diane just got more silver and Litecoin. Good job, Diane. Jerry got 40 more rounds and Litecoin. Good job. Dan the Man. That was my rodeo name. Dan the Man Bohan. Yeah, here's the problem with going to YouTube. Jerry's saying there's a lot of good videos on YouTube. The problem is you got to weed through them, and for new people, they don't know who is good to listen to and who the trolls are. That's why it's best to go to the Watchman Way page, because we've already done all that homework for you. We've vetted these videos. They're the videos you want to watch when you're just starting out. It'll save you 100 hours of research easily. I don't know. John or Laura is asking about wallets. You can share wallets, guys, with family. I think it's fine. Make sure you've got a good wallet, a good hard wallet, like the Ledger Nano S. I personally wouldn't use a paper wallet. We recommend this wallet because it's supposed to be the best thing on the market and reasonably priced. Very secure. That's a good idea, Kevin, as far as doing a video on Litecoin and how to get through it. The good news is that there are 50. What we need to do is just go to YouTube and pick out a couple of videos that explain it really well, because it's a huge resource. We don't have to do the videos ourselves. Honestly, I've got enough to do. But there are a ton of videos that we could post on the Watchman Way. So that's a good idea, Kevin. And we may even have one or two on there now. I don't know. I'll check. Allison, how you doing? Yep, online education. That's where we're headed. Litecoin at 42.49. I'm going to put another 1,000 or 1,200 in. I'm just kind of waiting to see how this settles out. Keep buying, guys. Keep buying. Yeah, listen, I don't. People can believe whatever they want. You know, that's cognitive dissonance. They don't believe it because it scares them. The banks are finished. End of story. The economy is going to collapse. It's a mathematical certainty. You know, listen, worldwide record debt. 6 months ago, most countries could barely pay the interest on their debt. And then we shut down the worldwide economy for 4 months or 5 months or whatever it's been. Explain to me how the economy survives that. You can't. Anybody who thinks the banks are going to survive this are morons and need to do their homework. Because a blind man can see what's going on. I mean, unless you're watching, you know, the mainstream media, if you actually do some research on the economy, it's fallen apart worldwide. There's no positive financial information, news in the world right now. It's a disaster. It is 100% a mathematical certainty that the worldwide economy will not survive. It was over once we shut down the worldwide economy 6 months ago. It ended it right there. I said a month into it, if they could get it ramped up overnight to where it was before the shutdown, we still couldn't survive. The damage has already been done. We were barely holding on when we shut the world economy down. And it was shut down for months. Absolutely impossible for this economy to survive. Nothing wrong with being a teacher, guys. Don't misunderstand me. But the teachers have been, to a certain degree, brainwashed themselves. Anybody teaching Common Core? Come on. Jesus. Dallas from Montana, how you doing? Yeah, and listen, a lot of teachers understand that Common Core is garbage. You know, you got to support your family. I mean, I'm not going to judge anybody for feeding their family, but a lot of them know what they were teaching is garbage and destroying, helping to destroy our children's futures. I mean, it's embarrassing. It is embarrassing, the literacy rate in our country. I see, well, especially I noticed it when I had my business and I was hiring people, and it's embarrassing how badly educated our kids are today. I mean, these kids wouldn't have got out of the first grade when I was in parochial school. Randy, how you doing? Jill, hello. Chrissy's, oh no, Becky's kids keep eating her extra food. Yeah, well, lock it up. How will businesses be affected by the reset? Well, it's not so much the reset that's going to affect businesses. It's going to be what's gone on for the last couple of years that's going to have a bigger impact on businesses. For most businesses, it's going to help them. But is it going to be enough help? There's going to be thousands of businesses that still close here, guys. Um, it's tough. It's going to be tough out there. Nasara would help. Um, and physical Litecoin and silver. I mean, you want to save your business? Buy physical Litecoin and silver. That's what I'm going to tell you. A physical silver and Litecoin. What did I say? What happened to Out of the Shadows on the Watchman Way? Last time I heard, it was still posted. Did it get removed? I don't know how they can't remove it from the Watchman Way. I'll check that out. Kevin thanking Rita for the invite to the Watchman Way. I think that's Rita Sanders, longtime member. Yep, put on the armor of God, guys. We're almost done. Don't want to lose anybody. Uh, here's Allison's asking about health insurance and home insurance. Uh, Insurance, the insurance industry, and the pension funds need 8% return to just break even. We've had over 12 years of basically 0% interest that's destroyed the insurance industry and the pension funds. So, listen, if there's any kind of a natural disaster, it's over. You're not going to get any money out of your insurance company. If your house burns down all by itself, nothing else happens, you're probably going to be okay. But in a big disaster, forget it. Diane's got 80 Litecoin. Good job, Diane. How about silver? Don't forget the silver, guys. You got to have both. Zoe. Come here, Zoe. Sharon, how you doing? Allison on colloidal silver and carbon 60. Good job. You're welcome, Lena. Dennis's shed is full of beer. Who would have guessed? Insulated and air conditioned 24/7. Okay. There's Roxanne. How you doing, Roxanne? I like charcoal. I mean, I like a charred steak. So carbon 60 to me is good. I don't mind that taste. Eddie, how you doing? Yeah. Uh, Good point from David that we're actually doing here. We've got like 3 empty 2-liter containers on the sink right now, ready to be filled up. And if you're going to fill them, guys, most of your uh, refrigerators now, if you've got a water dispenser, you've got a filter in that. So use that filtered water. I know here, like in Mesa, the water's not great from the city, so we're filling it out of the refrigerator. Also, fill your spare bathtub up. You're welcome, Allison. Yeah, make fun of the haters. Don't waste any time with them. Just move on. Yeah, if you're getting haters, you're doing something right. Yeah, remember, guys, we talked about at least on our side. And listen, I understand about it's hard not to hate, especially these monsters. Don't waste any energy on them. Keep moving forward. Keep doing your job. Keep red pilling and preparing. Don't be distracted. Well, listen, guys, here's what everybody needs to do. Everybody that's asking questions about Litecoin, about the Ledger, about Coinbase, go to YouTube and punch in programming my Ledger Nano S or transferring my Litecoin from Coinbase to my Ledger Nano S. You'll be amazed at the quality of videos you pull up. And then we'll work on getting some posted on the watchmanway.com website. Yeah, there's Carla just saying the same thing. Okay, Kevin, have a good one. Yeah, Randy, just go to YouTube. How do I buy Bitcoin on Coinbase? That easy. I mean, it's that part of it is actually pretty easy. It's just about getting your account set up and making sure you have the right bank or a bank that's compatible with Coinbase. Yeah, mix carbon 60 in with your food. You can use it on your salads, in your recipes, anything that calls for olive oil. You can use carbon 60. I mean, I'm not sure that's going to do for the taste, but you definitely can use it. Good night, Michael. Rita got 7 more ounces. Good job, Rita. Yeah. Situational awareness. I can't stress it enough, guys. We don't want to lose anybody at the end here because you got in a bad place and you weren't paying attention. We got to finish this thing. Situational awareness. Be aware of your surroundings whenever you leave your house. Chrissy, how you doing? Chrissy, are you still up at the ranch? My cousin and her friends up at one of the ranches in Cazadero. Yep. Economy's coming down anytime, guys. Be ready. Do your last minute prepping. At this point, we have to assume it could happen any day. So don't let up. He would give us more or more stimulus money so that smart people could be buying Litecoin and silver with it. And he knows it's never going to be paid back. He's trying to make this easier on the American people and giving them a chance to get ahead a little bit, either with just supplies, feeding their family, or if you're in a good enough position to get Litecoin and silver. Take advantage of this gift. Yeah, listen, guys. Don't complain because President Trump's trying to give you more money. Take it and use it to benefit your family. He knows it doesn't make any difference. They're adding $1 trillion a month that's never going to be paid back. He's like the businessman who's running up his credit cards right before he's going to file bankruptcy. It's what everybody should be doing. Run those credit cards up. Get your Litecoin and silver. You can make the minimum payments on them, but I'm going to guarantee you, you're never going to have to pay that debt off. Use your heads. Take advantage of this knowledge. Use it for your family's benefit. You can't believe the advantage this gives you. Use it. Yeah. Paris, what's up? Well, Lena mentions here she's surprised to see Fauci out of Gitmo. I personally, I believe that there have been several people who have been arrested, who are at Gitmo. I believe there have been people who have been executed already. Having said that, it doesn't make any difference because it's not real in the world until President Trump or Barr announces it. That's when it becomes real. So, if Obama's been executed, I don't care. It doesn't make any difference until it's announced that he's been executed. So don't focus on that. Keep moving forward. Keep red pilling and preparing. Don't get distracted and wait for the announcements. I think they're coming soon, by mid-July. Ron, what's up? Good night, Deborah. Cecil, I don't know how you know that. Cecil says it's funny that funeral home workers aren't wearing masks. Okay. I never thought about that. Carol will be back. Okay. Yeah. Don't buy any real estate now. You're going to probably want to wait at least a year. And I plan to buy a lot of property. Barbara keeps getting kicked off. Listen, Facebook is not our friend. If you've noticed, a lot of people have been having even more trouble finding the live chats every night. And they're in the same place. You're welcome, Allison. Yeah, trust me. If you've got property, you can sell it now. Good time to sell. Put the money into silver and Litecoin, and then you buy up 50 properties. Yeah, there are small pockets in California where the market is still decent, but sales are down everywhere, guys. And here's going to be the problem right now. Right now, I don't know if I'd want to sell or buy anything because I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of transactions that get hung up in this reset. So personally, I'm sitting tight. I'm not buying anything. I'm not looking at anything. I'm not buying anything except for silver and Litecoin. I'll start looking at buying other assets after the smoke clears. Well, it's not property, guys. Listen, don't focus on the property. Focus on the economy. Ask them to show you anything positive in the economy. They can't. It's a disaster. And the debt. Ask them to explain the debt. Ask them to explain how we're going to pay back $1 trillion a month. It's not going to happen. This is over. Morons are the ones that are saying that it can't happen. Morons who don't know. Morons who won't spend a half an hour to go look. They just are saying that because of cognitive dissonance. They can't rationalize it. So naturally, the first response is, oh, it's never going to happen. They won't go look. Try and get them to go look. Try and get them to watch a video with you. They won't, because they don't want to know. They want to stick their head in the sands. That's cognitive dissonance. It's going to be, you want to see an epidemic? Like my post today. Just watch cognitive dissonance over the next month. Epidemic worldwide. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know how many, Cecil. Try doing this. Try telling people about this almost 6 years ago. I maybe got 1 out of 100 when I started this. Maybe got 1 out of 100. It was like pulling teeth. And the abuse, can't imagine. I was really a crazy man. Because nobody else was talking about this stuff. I mean, to the level that we do. And cover the things that we cover. Oh yeah, get more filters too, guys. For any kind of filtration devices you have, whether you have a water softener or for your refrigerator, get extra filters. Good one, David. Yeah, I drink my carbon 60 out of the bottle, guys. I'm getting closer to a double dose every day, which I want. Well, no, it doesn't taste like a steak. Yeah, well, President Trump is just not the last few weeks. Like I just said earlier, they're going to be talking about this for thousands of years, about how this happened, because it shouldn't have happened. We were completely outmanned by these people. They owned 90% of the wealth in the world. How do we beat them? God and President Trump. That's how we beat them. Kevin bought a 250-gallon food-grade water tank off Craigslist. Good idea, especially if you live in a dry area. That's, you don't have a well. Definitely a great idea if you can buy one. Tucker is talking about eyewitness video of the UFOs in the sky over California last week. Here's another clue, guys. There are going to be hundreds, if not thousands, of UFO sightings over the next year plus. There's a lot going on that the rest of the universe is interested in on Earth right now. And aliens are real, and the government knows it. And when I say aliens, there's a chance that they could be interdimensional beings, that maybe, or time travelers, that they're really from Earth, but from 1,000 years in the future. We'll see. The everything that's hidden will be known. Everything. Aliens, our history, where we came from, virtually everything we've been told has been a lie. And we're going to learn the truth about everything. Dan got 100 ounces of silver today. Good job, Dan. Don't forget the Litecoin. Mix rum with what? What are you guys talking about? Not carbon 60, I hope. Yeah, don't, I've been saying the evil's going to get worse and the good's going to get better. You know, be ready for that. Be ready for the attacks. Consider the source. It's all good. Good night, Cecil. Well, we don't really want to shoot anybody unless we have to. Remember, no violence unless it's in self-defense. Larry Sandvik, what's up, Larry? Bareback riding machine. Pray for Deborah. Taking a trip to her daughter's house on Friday. Be careful, Deborah. Uh, David's asking me where I get this. I don't know what you're talking about, David. Good night, David. Yeah, they're not helping us for sure. Facebook is, like I said, Facebook is not our friend. Mike, how you doing? Bill, how you doing? Bill tried a red pill. A niece out of California didn't want. She said she didn't want negativity in her life. You know, that's what cracks me up. This isn't negative. This is all positive. It's all good. What's coming? It's the, again, perspective. You know, is the economy collapsing? Negative. No, it's not. If you understand it, if you have the right perspective, we have to have it collapse. You know, arresting 3 former presidents, probably executing all 3, kind of initially sounds negative, but it's really positive, isn't it? The same with satanic pedophiles. What are you going to do? How about this? We won't bother you. We'll just let them keep going. Is that what you want? Not what I want. It's not what's going to happen. Everything that's happening is for the betterment of mankind. Greatest transfer of wealth in human history. Man's greatest age, 1,000 years of peace and prosperity. Explain to me where the negativity is. The negativity is in sticking your head in the sand and ignoring this evil. That's the negativity. No problem, Johnny. Keith, what's up? Yeah, make sure you've got plenty of meds, guys. Good point, David. Mike's asking how God brought me to Litecoin and silver. God showed me when he called me in 2014. He showed me the first ever worldwide economic collapse, showed me the draining of the worldwide swamp, showed me the exposure or eradication of satanic pedophiles, showed me physical silver and Litecoin as ways for us to protect ourselves from the financial devastation that we're right in the middle of right now. Now, for you guys, this is easy because you don't have to be a genius to look around and see what the hell's going on if you have an open mind and you use your critical thinking skills. It was a lot harder 5 years ago because it wasn't as evident, right? Yeah, nothing to be fearful of, guys. Yeah. Things aren't going back to the way they used to be. And that's a good thing. That's what they wanted. They wanted to wear us down, get us tired, and to accept anything they threw at us. That's not going to happen. Melissa, how you doing? Johnny bought 3 more Litecoin, 20 ounces of silver rounds. Good job, Johnny. Keep going. It's not going to get worse for much longer, guys. We are there. Any day now, this is blowing up. And it's all good. Dan's got 40 Litecoin. Good job, Dan. Get more if you can. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. People have been saying I was crazy for 50 years. Let them say what they want. That's the one advantage I had doing this job. I really don't give a shit what people think about me. I care less. I do what's right. People can think what they want. I really don't care. Dennis is talking about something that I've addressed many times in the past. It's gonna be very hard not to gloat about this to people and obviously say, I told you so. We don't want to do that. We don't want to go there. Resist that temptation. We're all going to run across that with certain people. You got to resist it. There's nothing good that's going to come of it. Take the high road. Be the better person. Don't rub it in. It's going to make it harder for them to come to you if you have that attitude. Although I understand it, trust me. A lot of sheep, guys, but we keep plugging. We're not going to get them all. We get as many as we can. Yeah, do what you can on the prescriptions, guys. No, I don't want another stroke. And trust me, I try and stay as calm as I can. I do what I can do, but I got to do the job at the same time. So it is what it is. I believe God is protecting me. I believe I'd already be dead if he wasn't. I wouldn't have survived that stroke if he didn't want me here. No, not me. No, the Dan Shaw has 40 Litecoin. I've got 400 and something. Yeah, Dan's only been here for a month. Good job, Dan. Okay, guys, that's all the questions. Same old, we keep going. Keep red pilling and preparing. Don't be distracted. There's a lot of distractions coming. Don't fall for it. Stay on track. The most important thing you could be doing right now is red pilling and preparing. There's nothing else you can tell me is more important, because there's not. Unless it's taking care of family, there's nothing more important as a watchman that you can be doing. Stay focused. Stay on track. Keep pushing through to the end. I'm going to leave it there for tonight, guys, with our prayer for God and country. Amen. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.